Hi guys, I'm Scott. We're off grid. So I wasn't planning on doing any recording until I could finish recording on a couple of projects that I'm in the middle of. And the reason I've stopped them is to get other projects done that I don't need to record because there's already so much information on how to do them out there. But through a systematic series of events like COVID, and I paid to have a transmission in my Ford rebuilt to the tune of $5,000 last year, and it decided that it didn't like drive anymore on the way home one day, and it was under warranty and everything. But right as that happened, the week after, I'd already called the guy and set up to get it brought in. Before I could have it brought in, he died of a heart attack right after Christmas. So yeah, that left me without a warranted transmission. So I paid to have it rebuilt again, and so now it's running pretty good. And I put a bigger cooling system on there, so that's all smooth and dandy. And let me show you some of the other things that I have done. So I built this going into the winter because with COVID going on, I really don't want to cruise it down outside the area and get sick. So built this. It's all very insulated, and just myself and the dogs can pretty much keep this warm. Now you can see another feature that I've put into my property is this giant berm right here. If you look in the background, you'll see why that berm is here, because we have a fire coming over this ridge right out there, that furthest one. It should be here in the next day, probably sooner. Depends on which way the winds go. And then to the west of me, we've got a fire coming in this direction, and it's the same fire, but there's a claw that is going out like this and coming around. You can see here where I've put a fire retardant underlayment on this little, I was about to put steel on here. You can see where we're starting to get stuff falling on the ground, and that's the biggest danger of this, is if you stay here too long and one of those ignites a fire on the other side of you, you can get trapped in the middle of it. This is what they would call runners. So being that I know that I'm about to have to eat some restaurant type food over the next few days while I'm waiting for this fire to pass through and come back and see what I have to rebuild, or what's standing, or maybe nothing will be touched because I built the fire berm around there and everything's clear. There's no grass or anything near my structures. I don't know, and I can't stay to find out because smoke is bad for your lungs. It will suffocate you. You will die in just the smoke by itself. So yeah. Anyways, I'll try and shoot you an update. And I know one of my neighbors watching this, Brian. So I know you just moved your stuff up here, but next time you come back, things may have changed a bit. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, y'all have an awesome day, and worst case scenario, I'm just going to come back and rebuild everything again. I got nothing but time. So, hey, y'all have an awesome day. Later.